Hello, it's me, the old grey wind passer, and I'm a little bit sad. The very day that my motorcycle passed its MOT, in the evening I took it for a little ride, and that was my mistake, because I had an accident, and it's all my own fault. Now, the accident wasn't because I had a driving error. The accident was because I'd failed to put the suspension back together. Not properly. I need to show you. Come here. Okay, so this is the handlebar which bolts onto the yoke. Underneath that is a nut, and that nut holds the fork leg in. Now when I put that nut on, I thought to myself, it doesn't feel that good. So what I discovered was it wasn't that good. The nut failed and the fork pulled out, and as a consequence it veered sharply to the right and flung me off to the left. It was like being high-sided. Thank goodness I was only doing 30 miles an hour at the time, and my airbag deployed, and I'm okay, aside from swelling to my right knee. It's going to take a little while to heal that. The bike, so I've got to replace the fork, and there is a process. Don't watch the videos like I did and whack it off and on with an impact driver or with an impact wrench. What you really need to do with this is to take it off, put a new nut on and torque it up to the specified amount. Okay, I've seen people whack them off and on with torque wrenches, and some BMW engineers as well. And the problem with this is if that nut fails and that fork comes loose of the yoke, then it's an instant crash, which is what I experienced. Okay, so that's a good warning for you all. You'll notice that the screen and everything has all been pushed to the right. So the frame, the top frame has bent, so I'm going to have to take the headlight off and everything else. The headlight is intact, the screen's relatively unscathed. There's scratches there, but I did that another time. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to save the frame or whether I'm going to need another front subframe to mount that on. We'll see whether I can bend it back. The nose cone is cracked there, and my mirror mounts come out there. I think I might be able to save it and repair it. It's only a little crack. Damage to the engine is this head case there. I don't think there's any more damage underneath than that. I've got to take it off. I need to find a new case. Right. Also, I'm not very happy with that brake pipe there has been bent, and it looks like, now I've decided I'm going to be really safety conscious, so I'm going to take that off. I've also decided that I'm not wholly happy with that caliper there, so I'm going to take that off as well, and then she'll be ready for any journey that I might wish to undertake. So, the moral of the story is, when you're watching YouTube videos on how to do something, if there's safety involved, look at the manufacturer's advice. Follow what they do. If they specify a new nut and it's to do with important things like steering, change the nut. Or if you need to, change the whole suspension. It doesn't matter. Okay, so next I want to investigate the performance of my clothing, the performance of my airbag, and how they stood up to a 30-mile-an-hour crash, which is roughly what I was doing. I don't know, because I didn't have my camera on at the time, which is annoying because I actually had the camera on my helmet and I just didn't have it turned on. How frustrating is that? Okay, let's have a look at what happens next. Hello and welcome to the Sheffield Accident Investigation Centre, more commonly known as my office. More commonly known by my wife as my really messy office, but we'll go through that later. Now, I thought I would go through my kit that I was wearing at the time of my accident and let's see how it's stood up to the accident. Obviously, I've looked at it before now, I'm just letting you know in case you want to, the kit. First of all, my helmet. It's a Schuberth E1. I've had it for about 3 years, done many thousands of miles in it. I was thinking actually it was time to replace it because it's looking a little bit grim and decrepit and well used. It's been a bit battered. I've got scratches here, there and all over it. And those weren't caused by the accident, they were just caused by me. What was caused by the accident was this plastic bit has broken off. I couldn't find it, couldn't fit it back on. I'm not going to use the helmet again. The peak stayed on. It's got lots of scruffs on the side which weren't there. Those are probably from where I was sliding across the pavement area. Visor's okay. It's as good as it was. Even the intercom, there doesn't appear to be any damage to the intercom or the intercom battery, which is a UCOM 4. So the helmet did its job. 30 miles an hour, sliding spinny accident. It didn't take a direct impact, but it's definitely done its job. If that would have been my head, that without the helmet, I would have suffered definitely some injuries there. So 1+ to Schuberth. Schuberth, I would say, are a relatively high-end helmet manufacturer. Perhaps the only manufacturer I would count above Schuberth is Shoei. This cost about 450-500 quid, maybe, those 3 years ago. Actually, I think I got it in a sale at 350 3 years ago. So that wasn't too bad. It's done its job. It's going to go in the bin. Thank you. I might take the intercom off. If you want to buy a lightly used UCOM 4 intercom, let me know. What next? Boots. Now, I bought some City Adventure 2 boots. Gore-Tex, never leaked on me. They always squeak. They are a little bit too tall, I think, but being as I spent about 250 quid on them, yeah, I'm going to keep them for the moment until I can find something else. Oh, you're looking at the sole. No damage to the boots, really. Some scuffs on the toes. I don't think that those scuffs had anything to do with the accident. Maybe they did. I don't know. It's not going to make any difference. They're fine. They protected my feet. I've not got any broken ankles or anything like that. They work quite well. Right, slight change of attire here. Sorry about the Christmas t-shirt at the end of November. I know that every time someone uses a Christmas decoration in November, a fairy dies. Right, trousers. Woohoo! I made a mistake, didn't I? I didn't have my right knee pad in, and I got a scratch on my knee which turned into an infection. My whole knee swelled up. I wasn't able to walk for 2 weeks. I was on antibiotics and everything. So if you have knee pads, wear them. They were really uncomfortable. I've subsequently bought some D30 Ghost Armour, which is very thin and level 2 protection, and it does fit in. I can take one out for you. They use this high art anti-abrasion cloth material, which is supposedly very resistant, and indeed it probably is. However, it's only resistant where it's fitted, and Halversons only fit it in areas like the knees and the arse. Now, this being a membrane membrane set of trousers, laminated, if you look here, there's no high art there. It's just cloth, just very, very thin cloth. And I frankly would have been less injured and probably not picked up the cut on my knee had I have been wearing a pair of jeans. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm thinking I might go Rucker or something else. Do you know what? I'm not going to take that Ghost D30 pad on it now, because it's a right old pain to install. I will show you the hole that my accident has left. I will show it you if I get the right leg and not the left leg. Okay, so on the side here, can you see that? There you go, there's my finger. So the teeny 10mm hole, and it's not actually on the knee itself, it's on the side of the knee, which was where it was on my knee, so that they fitted reasonably well enough. They didn't move around that much, but no protection on the side of your leg, just over the knee. Yeah, I might be able to fix these and use them again. I might buy something else. I don't know. I guess motorcyclists want all things. We want thin material in the summer, but we want to keep warm in the winter, and it's a hard thing to do. But when you buy a set of trousers for a motorcycle that are supposedly of one of the highest safety ratings possible, and I'll look up what the safety rating is for this set. They're Halversons Wish. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in the trousers. Okay, let's move on to the jacket. This actually is a Lindstrom jacket, which is made by Halversons. It's virtually the same as the Prime. I think it was the Prime. Pretty good jacket. I kind of like it. It's good for me anyway. It's always kept me warm. I have the impression that I'm safe in it. It's got elbow pads, shoulder pads. I've not got a back protector in this. Now, there's a reason why I've not got a back protector, and I don't use one in my jackets anymore, is because of the airbag, which I'll get to in a minute. Okay, no damage on this whatsoever. There was a bit of mud in various places, which I got washed. And I'll be happy to use this again. I'm quite happy with the jacket. It's always kept me dry, warm. It's not laminated. It's got a drop liner, which for 99% of the time is great. Long and persistent rain. They do say it wets out after 3 hours. I've driven many thousands of miles in this in all sorts of conditions. I've never got wet in this. Okay. Drop liners on trousers. I prefer a membrane, because what tends to happen is the water hits my tank, falls onto my nadgers and makes willy wet. It's not a good feeling. Well, depends on how warm it is. The airbag is why I don't wear a back protector, because he likes say that this airbag in the back here, when it's inflated, is 50 times better than a back protector. And you know what? I think they might very well be right. So you can see some mud. I've not cleaned it up from my accident. I swizzled around on the ground in this. I have to say, it did its job. It cost me 720 odd quid. Can't remember how much it cost in truth, but around the 700 mark. And I think it was worth every penny now. I was getting a bit fed up of wearing this throughout the summer. It's a little bit hot, occasionally bulky. It would have been nice not to have it on. But now, yeah, it just doesn't bother me. I can honestly say I was impressed with it. I had no back, no neck injuries, nothing. It was absolutely perfect. I felt it inflate, I hit the floor, I rolled around, my head wasn't moving, I was fine. So, out of all of the bits of kit I had, I think this was the most valuable. All right, the helmet, yeah, most people have helmets. Well, all people have helmets. The one outcome of this accident investigation is, and you're not going to like it if you haven't got one, buy an airbag.